Paste Studio in New York right now with Vanessa Carlton. Vanessa Carlton, welcome back. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for being awake for whatever it is, like 20 hours between when you woke up to start doing stuff this morning and right now.
Yeah, feeling good.
Nice. Me too. I'm feeling good too. Sound check has sounded wonderful. We're about to share 3 of your songs from Love is an Art, which comes out March 27th on Dine Alone. It's in pre-order right now, and we're about to share music from it with the internet. What's coming up first?
Fantastic. What is coming up first? Wait. The Only Way to Love. Okay. Sorry. This song is called The Only Way to Love. For you, the coast is clear. Bury my fear. You're the edge of the ocean. The tide follows what's right, and so have I. You say let's get out of here. There's a danger when you feel without thinking. In this moment, what I fear I need the most. I wanna run, but I won't get very far, 'cause I can't fight the force of my young beating heart. Like a soldier's steady march, answering the call. It's the only way to love. Now we walk the streets, the city speaks, the tales of paramours. The wave, it comes for me. And am I brave enough to let go? We are walking the stairs to your apartment. You open up the door, let me in. I wanna run, but I won't get very far, 'cause I can't fight the force of my young beating heart. Like a soldier's steady march, answering the call. It's the only way to love. The energy comes, feel a rush, it won't move you. The energy goes, and you trust it will come back again. Our hands will trace out a map that is ancient, drawing more fate, all this pain and illusion. I wanna run, but I won't get very far, 'cause I can't fight the force of my young beating heart. Like a soldier's steady march, answering the call. It's the only way to. I wanna run, I won't get very far, 'cause I can't fight the force of my young beating heart.
All right, Vanessa, thank you for doing this. Can you guys sound outstanding in this room? I mean, it's I have the mix that the internet hears always sounds outstanding, but it's not always so beautifully mixed here inside of this room. And the mix that you are presenting to us 10 people sitting here in the room is wonderful. Can you introduce everybody who's playing with you today?
Yes. On my right, this is Aaron Steele.
Aaron.
Lou Hyatt.
All right, Lou.
Sky Steele.
All right, Sky.
They're my dream band. Like, it's part of the reason why it sounds probably good in the room. It's just it's rare when you find real chemistry with other musicians, and so we do want it to sound good, even with this in this room with 10 people. Like, that's the exchange of energy that matters.
Yeah, well,
to
and
us, you know.
Extremely interesting for me. I mean, one of the coolest parts of this job is to see musicians put it together and arrange it for this environment. And it's, I mean, it was clear that a lot of thought and effort was put into it to do it. So we appreciate it very much. Can we talk about the thought and effort that was put into the album itself? So the relationship that you had with Dave Fridman in creating Love as an Art. Where did that relate? Where did it start? And what did each person bring to the table when you were creating this album?
So the concept of the record, well, one of the concepts of the record, but like the real fundamental idea was every element of this record needed to be and feel out of my comfort zone. So whether it be sitting in a room with like my most favorite songwriter and just feeling the courage to bounce ideas off of her and back and forth, which that makes me feel very uncomfortable. Reaching out to Dave Fridman, who is one of my favorite producers, who I've known his work since he was in Mercury Rev, and then obviously went on into producing, I think, almost all the Flaming Lips records, and I mean, amazing bands. And so I wasn't sure if he would, just to hover on the Dave element of this, I wasn't sure if he would go for it, but I thought that if he's curious about kind of being out of his zone too, because I think I was coming in, I thought, you know what, he's probably not worked with a pianist, singer-songwriter before, which I don't think he had. I thought maybe this would be a curiosity for him. And so, but I was like, then how do I get in touch with him? Because I don't know him. So my wonderful manager, who's here today listening, found, look, we just went through the normal protocols. Like, he has a website. I make the crappiest garage band demos in the world, and that's what I believe in. That's all I want to do when I make my demos. And I was like, I'm just going to send him these. And I didn't have no idea if he knew any of the work I had done before. And it was like unsolicited. Totally sending unsolicited demos to Dave Fridman. And then he was into it, so.
Good. I'm glad that it all worked out that way. These songs, they sound wonderful. I'm really happy that you're here sharing them with us today. And that was one off of Love as an Art. We're about to hear two more. It comes out into the world on March 27th. What's coming up second today?
Does it come out March 27th? Yeah. We are going to do Love as an Art, the song. Tell me your story. I just wanna listen. I just want the words to sink into me. I know it's been hard for you. I know that you're getting through. If I could be the knife that cuts you free. our shame will melt away. Take power from the secrets we keep. Always moving the light through the dark. Always building up, falling apart. Love is an art. Love is an art. Love is an art.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can you, so you started to mention one of, I mean, this record is a lot about stepping out of your comfort zone, and part of that was working with Dave. Another part of that was working, sitting face to face with your favorite songwriter. Can we dive into that relationship? So we've had the pleasure of hosting her here, doing one of these things
Tristan?
like 2 years ago. Yeah. Talk about what that was like.
Tristan's one of my favorite songwriters, and I was a huge fan of hers before I moved to Nashville. And then this is so strange, but I ended up, Nashville's a pretty small community, so I ended up knowing people that knew her. And then coincidentally, she lived right behind my house.
Like in her own house, not
In
just
her own
like
house. She lived in the shed. There's a little creek in the back of our house, and she lived over the creek. So it was great. And so I presented her this idea of this record I wanted to make. I had a lot of these really kind of unconventional instrumental pieces that I wanted to keep them untraditional in terms of their layout. But I wanted the lyrics to be so streamlined, to be a juxtaposition to that. And then I knew it was kind of like putting together this recipe, because I was like, we're both huge Dave fans, so we thought if we bring these kind of songs to him, he will understand that there's different scenes within this song, like it's like a play, you know. So, but Tristan and I, it's one of those artists that you can sit with her and just philosophize, and she's just constantly pushing you to kind of rewrite, think through it again. What are we really saying here? No filler, no bullshit. And she was pregnant, and I had, at the time, a 3-year-old. So we could really only write during, is this too long a story?
No. Tell
we could
the
really
entire
only
story.
write during like nap time, like Sid's nap time, my daughter. So it was cool too, because it was like, I've never been a scheduled writer. I was like, oh, well, the muse is gonna come and hit me at this time, and you could just be like this free spirit. And then once you have a kid, that does not happen anymore. You have to schedule things. And I thought it was scary. It was a great challenge, but it ended up being an amazing scenario for us. So we had to sit 3 days a week for however many hours until the kid woke up, and we had that amount of time to hit on something that we wanted to hit on, you know. I just felt like I grew so much as a writer working with her, and I just can't say enough good things. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad you had that experience, and I'm glad that structure was a helpful thing and not just an absolute killer. I think that you made a whole lot of good decisions in the creation of this thing. I'm enjoying it very much. Love is an Art is the record we're talking about. Comes out March 27th. And thank you for sharing music with us today. There's a third song. What are you gonna do last?
Wait, I have one more thing to say.
Yeah,
Can
do
I
it.
just say? I was just thinking about that, because artists, and this including me, I used to think, well, you have to be in some sort of pain or discomfort to write something. And what I realized is, it's really being in pain or being in discomfort just means that you're not in your comfort zone. So it's like, I don't have to be a masochist and torture myself in order to be creative. I just have to make myself do things that I don't really want to do. Like, you know, just challenge yourself and move yourself out of your zone. And anyway, that was like this that just hit me as an idea, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I get what being in pain is and why that leads to writing. So anyway.
Well, dude, that's happening right this. I mean,
I've had
you
so
woke
much
up at like 3.
coffee. I'm
But you
sorry.
got up at like 3 a.m, which you probably didn't want to do. You did a thing,
I did not
and
wanna
then
do
now
that.
you're here, which I don't know. I'm sure you want to be
I'm
here
in
right
so
now,
much
but
pain
getting
right
here
now.
you probably didn't want to do, and it's turning out great.
Anyway, yeah, this last song is. Wait, I gotta get my breath. Is called "I Know You Don't Mean It." Wait. Okay. On the outside, you're alive. On the inside, you are crawling. A lifetime of planning can be canceled in a moment. Now my home is breaking, ground is crumbling underneath. Can carry on this way. I release you and call this love. I cannot fix my quiet one. I know you don't really mean it. I know you don't really mean it. I have a hammer and a nail for an ocean of despair. I am useless here, and it feels so unfair. Wondering what I was missing. Was I writing you in? Were you my invention? I release you, call this love. I cannot fix my quiet one. I know you don't really mean it. I know you don't really mean it. Secrets will kill us. We're dying in the dark. My love can't let you go. It wasn't made to hold you down. It wasn't made to hold you I release you. I call this love. I release you. And I call this love. I know you don't really mean it. I know you
All right. This has been great. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
coming through and doing it and making this part of your New York trip. There's a real, very international audience tuned in right now. Chile is having a great time. Slovakia is here. Brazil, of course, Brazil is here. Thank you, Brazil. Canada's here.
awesome.
Yeah, man.
Hi.
So a lot of people are
Oh yeah, that's here.
very happy across the world on the other side of these screens. Thank you for doing that. And the U.S. at least, there's a number of chances for the United States to see you live in the fairly near future. It kicks off on April 2nd in St. Louis. There's a couple of City Winery shows in Chicago, April 5th and 6th. City Winery here in the city on April 19th, and the whole thing wraps in Nashville at a date that I didn't write down, but that does that's going to happen. All those dates are up at Vanessa Carlton.
You can go to
.com.
a website, myname.com.
Yeah, totally. That's a logical choice for that website. Thank you so much, and travel safely, please, between all those dates, and come visit us anytime it makes sense for you.
Thank you so much, and thanks to you guys for.
Right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.